Hi, this is Scott Siskin. I'm the president of First Republic Mortgage Bankers. When you need a mortgage, call First Republic Mortgage Bankers, 718-380-0006.
Rajan, what do you have to say about that, man? What Scott Siskin just noted.
From my knowledge, that's what I know about FHA too. It was there to really boost people into getting into homes, and it really made it a lot easier for the mainstream person or the regular person who wasn't had a high FICO score or had a great ability to purchase a house. It made purchasing or the purchasing ability a lot easier and a lot more available to a broader set of people.
Why folks think that the FHA program, and I was driving with someone the other day, and the person was saying that the FHA program is a minority program. Why do people think that?
Well, the truth is a lot of people think it's for minorities because of the fact that it's for lower credit scores, and a lot more people will push you into other loans rather than putting you. Honestly, my perception that I get from people also is they think that FHA is somewhat of a bad program. If you're in an FHA program, it's because you're a bad borrower, and I think it's a very bad perception of FHA. I mean, it's there. I've had people in the 700 FICO scores and people in the 400 FICO scores use FHA. So it's not something that, it's only focused to people of lower FICO scores or anything like that. It's available to anyone that needs a low rate and needs a good program.
Yeah, people also think
Scott,
the rates are much higher. And
right. I was just about to ask you that. Why would folks go with the rates on an FHA program in contrast to a conventional program?
The rates, at least at First Republic, are actually some of the best rates that we offer on all of our programs. But the perception is that you're going to pay a higher rate sometimes for the mortgage, and that's why we have to inform people. But there's also a perception that somebody who has good credit wouldn't have any need to be able to utilize the FHA program. And there's a lot of different variables that would cause someone to utilize the FHA program, even if they don't have credit issues or credit scores. For example, the ability to borrow up to 95% of the value of somebody's home with cash out. Now, these days, where people's homes have not really appreciated, that's become very, very important. You can also borrow up to 97.5% if you're just doing a rate and term refinance. So if you call us now at 718-325-5555, we can discuss with you how this program may be able to help you if you have maybe been turned away elsewhere for various reasons, and the ability that we have to be able to help people really make their economic dreams come true. Because right now, there's so many different reasons why you would get an FHA loan. Now with the new loan limits, now up to $729 on a one family, all the way to $1.4 million. Rajan, one of the things that was always utilized or always said by different individuals or whoever you want to say, why FHA was bad, because the loan limits were lower than Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
Right, correct.
And one thing we should point out is we do Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans all day, every day. We're Fannie Mac approved for sellers, servicers, but a lot of people were under the impression that, just because the loan limit's low, that, it can't help you. Well, in fact, now it is the same as conventional. Now that they've brought the interest rates, it's the same.
And I just want to add something in on that, as far as with especially jumbo products now, these jumbo loans where people who bought homes a year or two ago and they were like above these limits. If they tried to go in a conventional sense, the rates would be a lot higher. So FHA is being very aggressive right now. The rates are excellent, where you can actually still get rates in the fives on a jumbo product. So it is very aggressive. It's an excellent program. Like I said, it's the only one that's offering something below 6% right now.
And I think it's
Here's a question.
Go ahead.
Go on, Scott.
I think it's important that people call and find out how this pertains to them. Because I want to discuss one thing with you, Squeeze, because I know that you're really into what the news on Wall Street and so forth. But people should call 718-325-5555. Find out how a conventional program can help you. Find out the difference between a conventional and FHA when it comes to monthly payments, when it comes to costs, and comes to the ability to be able to be flexible enough maybe to help you in a situation where conventional can't. 718-325-5555. It's an interesting thing that these government-backed programs, the FHA and the VA programs, have actually, the rates are better than, and when you put it line by line, than many of the conventional programs. Now, Squeeze, you might ask, why is that, Scott?
Why is it? I was about to say, why is that so?
Because with this confidence in lack of confidence in credit, where nobody really is quite sure what's going to happen, Fannie Mae conventional loans and Freddie Mac conventional loans are not guaranteed by the government. There is an implicit guarantee, sort of an implicit understanding that they're not going to let Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac go under, but it's not actually where each loan is actually guaranteed by the full faith of the U.S. government, just like a dollar bill, or a $10 bill or a $100 bill. So people, what the situation is now, these loans are more valuable, the government-backed programs with the government explicit government guarantee for the secondary market against any losses that may occur, that they become more valuable. Not only more flexible, but more valuable, lower interest rates.
Once again, folks, that's the reason why we've got the professionals. The phone lines are ringing off the hook right here, right now. And we got to apologize. I know some of you folks are calling and you're going into Never Never Land. It's because one of our lines that allows you to roll to the other line is not operable, which I just found out. And I do believe Mr. Grime is on top of it, and that's line 7, Mr. Brian. If you hit that line, you'll get absolutely dead air. So, but we do apologize for that. Here's a number that you can always get us at off the air also. It is 718-324-5465. Now, a lot of folks out there, and I'm very unhappy about this, and I don't care what Scott Siskin wants to say or Rajan wants to say, I am going to say it. That lady that just called in and pointed out the whole FHA bit, I'm very thankful for her call again. Because I know for a fact, yeah, there goes the other lines ringing now. Okay, so we found that situation. The reason why she did that, folks, is because she has heard so much negativity for the past 4 or 5 years, okay, about the FHA program. So a lot of folks got turned off from a program that was designed to help most of us, if not all of us. All right? We don't even want to hear about FHA. You know, some of us think the program is a negative program, that is going to hurt you, that is not going to look good on your credit report, that it's only for black people. Folks, that is the reason why we say at First Republic Mortgage Bankers, get the facts. Get the facts. This program was designed to help just about everyone. Not everyone, but just about. All right? And right now, with everything that's going on and the FHA limits going up, I'm going to let Rajan tell you. How can a lot of folks who could not even get help before, Rajan, how can the FHA limits going up help a lot of folks right now to get out of trouble? Well, before we open up the phone lines again.
Well, very simply, a lot of the people that bought their homes a year or two ago took out 80-20 loans or piggyback loans. And what happened was they used up a lot of the equity, so they had 2 outstanding loans there. Now what they have the ability to do is especially if you had, let's say, a 7.5% that was an adjustable on the first mortgage and maybe a 10 or 12% on the second mortgage, what you can actually do right now is consolidate and combine both of those loans into one and get a low fixed mortgage at, let's say, 5.75 or whatever it is that we have, right?
Because we go up to 97.75% for people when they're just consolidating those 2 loans, which they need.
Right.
People do need. And actually, we've had people who have actually come in with a little bit of money to closing, but they say, thank God for the FHA.
Right, because you got yourself out of the adjustable. You consolidated 2 very high rates, got 1 low rate, and in most of the times, people, if not pay the same payment, it's less than what they're paying. So they feel a lot more satisfied to know that they have a fixed mortgage, that their rate is not going to adjust, they're not going to fall into a lot of the traps that people fell into, and where their rates adjusted and they ended up losing their homes because they couldn't afford the payments. Also, what it allows is for people from who had homes for years back, who had a home equity and maybe some other credit cards, that what they could do is consolidate and pay off their credit card debts, consolidate the home equity, which is an adjustable rate also, and a higher interest rate. Combine the two and get a lower payment per month.
First Republic Mortgage Bankers is a licensed mortgage banker, direct lender in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Florida, Delaware, Maryland, Georgia, South Carolina, headquartered at 110 Jericho Turnpike, Floral Park, New York.